What's up, guys? It's Dan Crypto Camacho back with another episode, bringing you the latest and greatest in crypto land, in cryptocurrency, right? I've already been recently talking about ordinals, and I want to go through each ordinal protocol and explain what it is, why it's useful, why it's new and cutting edge, and why I think it has the potential to change the cryptocurrency game here in 2024, 2025, and beyond. Ordinals are a new thing, and I'm going to do a series of these videos where I talk about the different protocols that have been built out on the ordinals ecosystem or within the ordinals ecosystem, right? Today, we are going to talk about BRC-420. BRC-420, what is it, right? The BRC-420 standard is a pioneering effort in the Bitcoin and blockchain ecosystem aimed at revolutionizing digital asset creation, ownership, and monetization through the ordinals protocol. So what is BRC-420? What does it do, and what makes it different than some of the other ordinals protocols, right? BRC-420 introduces a novel concept for creating more complex digital assets on the blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain, utilizing the ordinals protocol. However, this new standard, BRC-420, enables the embedding of game items, animations, effects, and even entire gameplay modules within a single Bitcoin transaction, right? And this is a significant advancement in the on-chain asset of complexity and utility. I mean, typically, unlike BRC-20, you can create an NFT, right? An image or maybe perhaps a text file or other things, right? But it is a little bit more difficult to create animations, game assets, so forth and so on. And this is where BRC-420 comes in. So what is it? What are the core features of BRC-420? So one, complex asset formats. BRC-420 is designed to support the creation of digital assets with intricate structures, right? Including recursive assets that can contain, for reference, any other assets, enriching the digital ecosystem with a new layer of depth interactivity, right? So think of assets that contain references of other assets within that particular inscription, let's say. Next, number two, open source metaverse inscriptions. The initiative of BRC-420 promotes an open source approach, allowing anyone to create and deploy their metaverse inscriptions, fostering community-driven deployment and innovations. So now you can actually inscribe these types of assets from the metaverse within the metaverse. Anybody can do it. It's an open source protocol. It's an open source approach, and anybody can create these types of metaverse inscriptions on BRC-420. Pretty interesting. Number three, the usage rights and royalties. One of the key innovations of BRC-420 is its mechanism for binding usage rights and royalties to digital assets, right? This feature empowers creators by providing them control over the distribution and monetization of their assets within the ordinal space. So you can actually control the rights, the usage rights of the digital assets that you create on BRC-420 and any type of royalties that are paid out. That's very, very cool and a very neat feature of BRC-420. Now, let's get into some actual applications and use cases around BRC-420. What does it do? Like in practical terms, what can you actually do with it? So it's for gaming, right? It's for the metaverse. It's for digital art. It's for collectibles. It's for modular types of blockchain innovations. Its flexible architecture supports a wide range of applications. Let's just jump into a few of those, right? So the first one, like I said, is gaming and metaverse. Developers can leverage BRC-420 to craft detailed gaming assets, very detailed gaming assets and modules, creating immersive gaming experiences and interactive metaverse components directly on the Bitcoin blockchain, right? Think of like Fortnite or Roblox or what's the other one? There's a few of them that are going around. You can collect these different assets, but now they can be inscribed and actually contained within a blockchain environment, and they're immutable. They're never going away, right? So think of all the possibilities there. You could do it directly on the blockchain and then port it, let's say, into the metaverse or use it within the metaverse. The next one is digital art and collectibles. So artists now can tokenize their creations with embedded royalties and usage rights, ensuring ongoing compensation and control over their works. So imagine creating a piece of artwork and embedding some sort of an Easter egg or royalty by using that, or some sort of right to use it in certain circumstances within that particular art or collectible, right? That's pretty interesting in and of itself. The next one is modular blockchain innovations. The standard of BRC-420 encourages modular design where different creators can contribute unique assets and modules, promoting collaboration and continuous innovation within the ecosystem. So multiple people can work on a particular inscription or a digital asset that can then be, divided up. The usage rights, the royalties can then be divided up amongst those creators and amongst the community. So that's very, very interesting and very powerful of an idea. The technical implications of BRC-20 is that you can do 2D and 3D inscriptions. That's freaking awesome. BRC-20 outlines standards for inscribing both 3D and 2D resources, enabling a broad spectrum of applications from static images to complex interactive 3D models. Think of like 3D CAD renderings that could be put on the blockchain and then used and actually, shared out and given royalties and whatnot over them. So that's pretty interesting too. The next one of a technical feature is scripting and interactivity. So the documents in BRC-20's protocol details the scripting capabilities that are inherent in this particular protocol in BRC-420 in the assets themselves. And this allows for a dynamic and interactive behaviors such as enhancing the utility and engagement of digital assets on the Bitcoin blockchain. So what are some challenges of BRC-420? It's like some of the other ones, right? Scalability and efficiency, standardization and compatibility, community and ecosystem development. These are all somewhat challenges and limitations of the future direction of BRC-420, and we'll see if it gains widespread adoption, but it is making waves in the crypto space. BRC-420 assets become more complex, and as they become more complex and more over time, scalability and addressing scalability and making sure that it's efficient on the Bitcoin blockchain is going to be a very wide concern, right? They're going to need to overcome that to really scale this out. Next is standardization and compatibility, right? How do we know that they're going to be compatible and that there's going to be some sort of standard with this blockchain with future blockchain technologies? And that'll be critical for widespread adoption, right? You can't scale something if there's no standard attached to it. And then next is the community and ecosystem development. Like, are people going to really latch onto this? Are they going to grab it? Is it going to have long-term success? We will actually see, but it is a groundbreaking protocol and it represents further development in the Bitcoin and broader blockchain ecosystem just by introducing the ability to do this at an asset level that has such complexity and functionality that was unattainable prior, right? That was unattainable before BRC-420 existed. So this is pretty interesting in the ordinal space. Now, I want to jump over to a marketplace that it looks very interesting. It's a BRC20.io, and you can take a look at it right here. I'll jump right in, and you can take a look at what people are starting to develop. Right now, they're pretty basic items. They're just literally, different, let's say 3D CAD types of animations. You can buy these. They're actually very expensive, $47,000 for one of these BRC-420 inscriptions. That's mind-blowing, right? And they go up from there. The floor price is $47,000. There's 10,000 of these supply, and it goes up and up and up. So there's also kind of different assets. These are called minerals. These are 3D assets that you can kind of move around with your hands, right? So you can see I'm spinning that around. There's songs. You can hear that, but there's songs. There's different. Oh, let's see here. There are different types of assets. These are called Dragon Ball assets, right? You can move these around, rotate them. They have different characteristics. Here's another one, a blue wand. You could, again, move these out. So these are basically 3D renderings that have been now inscribed on the blockchain. And some of them are pretty affordable, right? This one's $275. And the list goes on and on and on about what different types of things people are creating on this protocol. So if you're an artist, if you could do 3D CAD rendering, this may be for you. If you want, here's like a giant pineapple, ordinals pineapple that you can move around. This is pretty cool because if you go to Thingiverse, you go to different places where you could buy 3D renderings, you can actually inscribe them on the blockchain and then sell them. And that is what people are doing right here. This was $79. Here's a Mickey Mouse rendering, 3D CAD rendering. It's $2,000. Now, one interesting idea about this is that AI is soon going to be able to create these 3D renderings, by itself on its own. And that's going to be extremely powerful when we start looking at things like the BRC-420 protocol, because now you can have AI create these 3D CAD renderings for you, and then you can sell them on the blockchain. That is incredibly, incredibly powerful and something that I will be looking into soon. hopefully this was an interesting video. Hopefully you understand what BRC-420 is now in a little bit better of detail. I'm Dan Crypto Camacho. I hope you found this useful. Please subscribe down below by clicking that little red button, and I will give you another episode soon. See ya.